If you're a fan of the sport of mixed martial arts, you know the Khizriev name. His brother, Biaggio, is a middleweight in the UFC. He's got another brother here in the PFL who won our 2024 PFL featherweight tournament. That is Timur Khizriev. If you talk to people close to the family, close to the training camp in Mahachkala, Dagestan, they will say that this might be the most talented of the brothers. He's earlier in his career. He's 4-0 so far as a professional. He's got incredible wrestling, as so many of those Dagestani fighters do, Dan. But one of the interesting things about him is the way that he allows that wrestling acumen to kind of open up his striking. He'll throw spinning stuff. He'll get loose with the kicks and the knees because he's not too worried about someone latching onto his leg.
Well, a lot like Khabib, you know, Khabib used to fly at people with knees because as soon as he's made physical contact, his advantage kicks in. And you've got to think Khizriev's got that same kind of feeling. It doesn't really matter what part of you I get a hold of, I'm going to be able to make something out of it. What's also very interesting, Sean, is that Khizriev has passed through Vegas. So he's rolled with a whole bunch of people that were around Extreme Couture and the UFC PI, and all these guys have got interesting information that they can pass on to Biaggio. You know, people that have trained with Khizriev, that know how he moves and what he does, have been working with Biaggio. So although they know what they're up against, it doesn't make it any easier to deal with. And the feeling coming out of the Biaggio camp is, my goodness, this guy's a killer. We're going to go in there and fight a guy. And that's been the thing that they've been saying all the way through. We're just going to go in there and we're going to fight a guy. We're going to try and keep it as simple as possible.
Kennedy Smith has more on this matchup.
Thanks, guys. This is going to be the biggest test of Biaggio Ollie Walsh's career thus far. He's 4-1 as a pro, but he has never had a test quite like this. He is taking on Gamid Khizriev, who really is going to pose a threat. The Dagestani Russian is really strong in wrestling. So if Biaggio can pull this off, this is going to be a big win for him that is really going to solidify him as a contender in this lightweight division and potentially crack him into those top 10 rankings. Guys?
Thank you, Kennedy. And Dan, you just mentioned you've been working with him a little bit down there at Extreme Couture. One of the things that I think bears repeating with this young man, he is the grandson of Muhammad Ali. A lot of people believe that your athleticism is passed down through the mother's side, and that surely would make sense in this family. He was an elite football recruit and college football prospect. That didn't work out the way that he wanted it to. He returns to the combat sports. MMA made more sense for him than boxing did. And look, he's carried the weight of being Muhammad Ali's grandson with as much grace as anyone possibly could. Even in defeat, even in his first career defeat, he approached it the right way. That's the most impressive thing about this young man, is that he's serious about establishing a legacy for himself, independent of the name.
Absolutely, Sean. He's in the gym every day. He's very committed. As you said, I've been watching him training. He works closely with my old boxing coach, Jimmy Gifford. We can see Dennis Davis in his corner as well. But his sparring partners, the likes of Jeremy Kennedy, Tafik Musayev, people that have got strong wrestling backgrounds, strong pressure that they can put on him. And I'll tell you firsthand, Biaggio has been stuffing takedowns left and right. He's going to need that tonight.
This bout is set for 3 5-minute rounds in the PFL lightweight division. Introducing first, standing in the blue corner at 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 155.6 pounds, with a record of 4 wins, no losses, with 1 knockout and 2 submissions, representing Mahachkala, Dagestan, Russia, making his PFL debut tonight, Gamid Khizriev. And his opponent, standing in the red corner at 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 155.8 pounds, with a record of 4 wins and 1 loss, with 3 knockouts, representing Las Vegas, Nevada. He is the grandson of boxing icon Muhammad Ali. Ladies and gentlemen, Biaggio Ali Walsh. Your referee, Don Turnage.
Biaggio Ali Walsh in the red trunks. Gamid Khizriev in the black.
Ready? Let's do this. Come on.
Govek's mission brief here for Biaggio Ali Walsh. Doesn't have to be cute. He's got to stay on his feet and maximize the striking skills.
Biaggio wants to move his way into boxing range here. Keep touching the body. He's doing well with that so far. Got to be cautious his lead leg doesn't get too far forward because it can get eaten up with kicks or grabbed up with takedowns. And you've got to expect at some point Khizriev is going to dart him for a wild takedown. And it's going to be difficult for Biaggio to expect it.
Good head movement there from Biaggio Ali Walsh on the first wild punch from Khizriev.
Lots of feints in here from both sides. Biaggio checked the inside low kick. Good feints from Gamid. There's the takedown. Biaggio tries, but he finds himself back up against the fence. Can he recover guard here? Look at Gamid driving forward. Biaggio scrambles. That's a good effort.
Strong work to get right back to the feet. And another takedown here for Gamid Khizriev, wasting no time.
This is where Gamid wants this, stacked over his opponent so he can start striking. As Biaggio scrambles, Khizriev's going to try and stay on his back. The challenge for Biaggio is constantly trying to get space. Look how tight Gamid is attached to Biaggio.
Khizriev trying to create a Dagestani backpack there momentarily. He's able to once again off balance Biaggio Ali Walsh and get one hook deep.
Short elbows there to the side of the head. That was one on the top of the head as well. They are uncomfortable. You can see that near side hooks tucked into the back of the foot. Body triangle is what he's dealing with right now, but he's also got to be cautious about scrambles from top position. This body triangle can be incredibly uncomfortable if your opponent can mount you.
He's going to have to worry about a twister
twister.
here. Oh, it's the Scottish twister! Oh! Gamid Khizriev just hit the Scottish twister on Biaggio Ali Walsh.
It's like left leg of Biaggio is injured here.
That torque creates a lot of problems for the spine, but also the ribs, and I think that might be where the pain is coming for Biaggio Ali Walsh right now.
Yeah, it looks like hip flexor maybe. Something certainly was hyperextended.
Again, this is a move pioneered right here in the PFL cage by Stevie Ray. That's why we call it the Scottish Twister. Dan, walk us through how Gamid Khizriev made this happen.
So the right leg goes straight across the waistline. You can see that. Now, as they peel off the fence here, you're going to see Khizriev locking this body triangle. At the moment, he's just softening Biaggio with a few elbows. But in the moment, they're going to find themselves in another position. This is where the body triangle becomes really, really dangerous. What you're seeing is Biaggio's trying to scoot off to this side and get his shoulders to the floor. But the difference here is this foot's hooked into the back. As Biaggio turns in here, it's going to keep his lower body locked in. Look at that. It's a full twist all the way through the spine. It puts a really awkward kink in the spine, puts weight through the hip. Really, really awkward and uncomfortable position.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan. I think this is a variation we have not seen before, where the instep is actually on the far leg rather than the top leg.
Absolutely.
The game continues to evolve right before our eyes, and Gamid Khizriev remains undefeated with his third pro submission. Justin Roberts is going to make this one official for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes and 32 seconds in the first round, your winner by way of twister submission, Gamid Khizriev.
Click below to subscribe and watch more MMA content.